Okay, James, how's life in Kansas going?
Going great. So it is keeping the head down, staying focused, trying to just work hard. You know what I mean? To keep the head in the gym and learning and improving every day. So it has got a big challenge ahead of me. So I gotta. It's a big challenge if I don't put the work in. Do you know what I mean? But the work that I'm putting in, I feel like I'm going to breeze through it.
And how is the hand recovering from the surgery?
It's going good. So it is a hands and back sparring 100%. I'm back letting the hand go. There's no like psychological holdback, but there's a lot of work to be done before training. Have to wrap it well, have to have ice in it, like fucking getting the mobility back into it. Then after training, recovering again for the next session of the day. So as long as I stay on top of it, it's all right. Do you know what I mean? So if I don't look after it, it feels very sore and very stiff. And if I hit it in training and stuff like that, it does get sore. But if I be the professional athlete and be a professional and do what I got to do, then I'm 100%.
Was it a tough blow, especially after losing the last fight, to kind of step away from the Bantamweight Grand Prix because of the injury?
Yeah, it was a nightmare. And I thought it would have been. So I went and got my surgery and it was good. And then I was in the tournament and I just couldn't get cleared to fight. The doctor was like, "Oh, you're not allowed to spar," you know what I mean? So I'm not doing this. And then they wouldn't push the tournament back and then all this. So it's a heartbreaking one, but it's the easiest kind of one because it's out of my control. Do you know what I'm saying? So I can only control what I can control. So the doctor was like, "No." Do you know what I mean? So what am I going to do? Do you know what I mean? I can't do nothing about it. So all I could do was get into the rehab of it and make myself better. Do you know what I mean? So I get him to clear off in this one.
Yeah, and you've got a fight in September, Brett Johns in Dublin. It's a very exciting fight. Obviously, you missed the last event in Dublin, but Brett was there. A guy who spent many years in the UFC. He's a popular fighter. He's exciting to watch. It's a very good fight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a cracking fight. So it is one that excites me. Do you know what I mean? And that's where I get painted a narrative a lot. Do you know what I mean? And gyms like this and gyms like that. And that's for all the people that don't know me. So it is a bit, if you ask the boys back in the gym and this year, these are the type of challenges that get me to work hard, get me to train. These are the challenges that I'm striving. Do you know what I mean? I've got a chip in my shoulder. Do you know what I mean? I got nothing to prove. I don't got nothing to prove, but I got a chip in my shoulder, and I'm coming in here to take that. Do you know what I mean? And that's the challenges, and this is the guy that I want to be able to show that.
Where do you rank him in comparison to Patchy? Because Patchy's obviously kicked on from beating you. He's in the semi-final now of the Grand Prix. Brett's obviously a bit more experienced than Patchy, but would you have them as kind of similar rankings at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. They're in the similar. They're very different, very very different fighters. But it's kind of like they're written the same, but it's written different. Do you know what I mean? I've got different kind of problems, different kind of issues, but they're both at the same kind of level. Do you know what I'm saying? So Brett's a hard challenge, but I feel like he's a straightforward challenge. Is where Patchy isn't that hard, but very, very awkward, very not straightforward at all. Very difficult opponents. Do you know what I mean? Is where Brett's very, very hard, but straightforward. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just two different games.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The opponents. So I'm very excited to change things up in this camp, and do you know what I mean, and prepare for this challenge that I've got ahead.
It'll be an interesting build-up because a lot of the lads you fought in Dublin before, kind of American guys who probably never been to Ireland or fought in Ireland before. But Brett, he fought in Dublin in February. He brought actually a big Welsh crowd over with him, so we almost like sort of Celtic clash in Dublin. Wouldn't be this like sort of your lads don't know what Dublin like.
They'll be drowned out real quick, just like him, mate.
I know that the entrance last time was pretty good, free from desire.
Yeah.
But
this one's going to be different. This one's going to be. I'm not going to say anything on here, but this one's going to be huge. So it is. This is going to be a festival. Yeah. This is going to be like. This is going to be like the Fla. When I walk out there, this is what this is. That's what this one's going to be like. This one's going to be fucking. I'm excited, son. But then again, I'm just locked in. I'm locked in. It's all that and it's all this fun. But to be honest, I don't give a fuck. So I don't have been coming through a lot of like personal adversity and stuff. So I'm just like, showing what kind of person that I am. And I'm going to strive to become one of the greats. And that's the mindset that I'm in every day in the trenches. And that's just it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm coming to put on a show. Yeah, I'm coming to win. But at the end of the day, I'm just preparing for war. Do you know what I mean? I'm just gone away and became like a soldier. Fucking put my mind away. And I've had a lot of like personal adversity, a lot of people trying to ruin everything that I'm fucking getting towards for animosity for no reason. And it's kind of like just fueled me. So this was in situations that I've come through that's like I've been very, very grateful for, because it's hit my mind in a better place. Do you know what I mean? To let go of my ego, to move on, to be the better person, to be open-minded, to learn, to grow, to be successful, to work hard and block out all the negative bullshit that just people keep hitting on you. Do you know what I mean? And just keep focused on the goal, be successful, be positive, be a good person, and work hard. And once you keep doing that, nothing can go wrong. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm doing. I'm just working on me, working on positivity, helping teammates who help me, helping people to help me, just being positive and enjoying life and working hard.
So do you think that's becoming easier? One, moving over to Kansas and Missouri, and then at two, your age. Obviously, for a couple of years, well, for many years, you were just one of these hottest prospects in MMA in the whole world, not just Europe. But now you're 25. Now you're getting a little bit older, more experienced. Do you find it easier to overcome those adversities and just leaning on the path?
They get more. Do you know what I mean? They do get more, and I've always just seemed to have that kind of following and attract that kind of negative kind of vibe. Do you know what I mean? Or something that people are always trying to out to get me or something in a way. Do you know what I mean? But then are they? Or do you just let that happen? You sit in this and then you become a better person. Do you know what I mean? None of these guys can't catch a break. Bullshit. You know what I mean? That's the least. That's where you have to stay far away from those kind of people. And I just keep getting morphed and negative, and then I just got to be extremely positive to rise out of that and to be successful and to be there. So just this one's just for my parents. Do you know what I mean? And that's the way I'm doing it for this one. I'm looking forward. I haven't seen them in a while. And stuff's I've been just keeping the head down in the gym, and I'm looking forward to going in there and showing them how strong my mind is, that no matter how much I get stood on, no matter how much gets put in my way, that I'm always going to follow their advice, always going to work hard in the way that they've guided me, and always going to have that respect for myself to shine in the way that I deserve. Do you know what I mean? This is the talent that I have, what I was brought onto this earth to do. It's kind of like, if I don't work hard, I'm a letdown to everyone. Do you know what I mean? And that's just how I feel. Do you know what I mean? No, I don't have to be successful, but if I don't work hard, all that's gone to waste. Do you know what I mean? Well, you never know where I could have been. Do you know what I mean? So now that all I got to do is work hard, stay positive, show up, and then what happens. Do you know what I mean? That's the fun part.
Yeah. And you mentioned, we were talking earlier about the last show in Dublin. So you lost Apache, but what were your thoughts kind of a couple of months after that, or nearly coming up to 8 months after it? Like, it was a brilliant fight. You performed very well in certain aspects. Like I thought personally, I was there in the night. Your striking was really good. Obviously you hurt your hand that night as well, doing that sort of thing. But were you proud of that performance? Obviously it didn't go your way, but looking back,
I showed so much like good, like new things that no one has seen, or like a new thing. But I also like, I'm so much better. Do you know what I mean? I held back so much more, and it just gave me a boost of confidence, because it's kind of one of them ones. It's like, where obviously I got beat by the better fighter on the night, but I kind of showed like a blueprint on how to beat him. Do you know what I mean? To an extent. And it's kind of like, because I found out holes in his game that no one has really exploited before. But he was the better man and stayed composed throughout all of that. And in the moments that I was up, he stayed composed and was able to get his own moment back, and that's ultimately all that matters. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like there's a lot of things that where it's like, yeah, it's cool now, but I made so many silly, stupid mistakes that I'm just so much better than. So I'm excited to go in with the new confidence that I got from all the new stuff that I did, but also with the confidence of knowing, the fuck's sake, and do you know what I mean? I was like, come on, James, no one of them ones. So now that I've give myself a slap in the back of the head and give myself a kick up the arse, and do you know what I mean? I don't feel like I'm going to make them mistakes again. And then now I've got this new level of confidence with the mistakes with the new set of skills that I've shown. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like this one's going to blend them all together, and we have the full complete package.
And how's it all going over in Kansas in terms of training? Was you still with James Krause and Glory, and it's all going good with those guys? Yeah.
It's going great, bro. Hard rounds every day. Like today, my partner in my group was Trey Olden and fucking Dakota Bush. Do you know what I mean? Two lightweights in the UFC, two quality fighters. Do you know what I mean? Two big guys, and these are the guys that I'm getting pushed by every day. Do you know what I mean? And you got Christ, you know what I mean, as well. I got all Jason High, got all the coaches in the gym, and it's good. But I'm really looking forward as well to come back home and seeing all my boys. You know what I mean? In SBG when I go over for fight week and stuff like that, and they all killed it last week out in Malta. Kane and Kiefer and fucking there's an army of them went over. So there's an army of them went over. So I'm looking forward to seeing all my boys as well and go back home. And I think things have been good. Things have been hard but good. Do you know what I mean? And so it's been nice.
Yeah, I was actually at the Bellator Fan Fest in Tala on Sunday. There was a couple of Peter was there, Ciaran, Clarke, John, Boyce Gracie, Brian Moore was there, and like I spoke to Peter and I was asking him. So obviously he was injured for the last Dublin show as well, and I was like, "You and James back on the Dublin card." His face just lights up. He's like, "Tell you," he goes, "Those nights are like when those two are on the same card, whether it's in Dublin or America, but particularly in Dublin." He said it's just the best fun, even when you cornered them, not just when you're fighting, but you just he said just the two round together.
MMA, bro, and it's funny, you know what I mean? I mean, he just just click like that, you know what I mean? And it's funny for me because I feel like he gets the same for me, but it's like I just look at him. He's a solid cunt, you know what I mean? He's just about it, and I feel like I get that energy from him, but I feel like he also gets it from me. You know what I mean? Because I don't give up bollocks either. I just laugh at it, and then I feel like because he's very like intense, you know what I mean? Is where I'm more intense, but about it is where I'm like chill, but about it, you know what I mean? Like I don't give a bollocks, kind of. So our energy bounces off great, and just in them going in them fight weeks, bro, it just feels like I'm on a holiday with the lads going to war. Do you know what I mean? And it's just we just bounce off each other and like these vibe. But that's what I say. It's like there's never a better duo in Bellator. You got the Pitbull brothers, you know what I mean? You got their little duo and they headline and stuff, and you got a few others, you know what I mean, that they're always on the same cards and always pops off and that. And then you got MVP and Shipman, and you know, you got their little cliques, and then but none of them beat me and Peter.
And that's
they're all the little kids that don't matter. Do you know what I mean? They're all the friends that don't matter.
And that's some fight he has, isn't it? Benson Henderson, like he was like, I asked about it. He said, if you had told me 10 years ago when Benson Henderson was ripping it up in the UFC, that I'd be fighting him in Dublin. So they would have laughed at you.
I know.
It's crazy.
And then it was around, I'm sure it was around that time as well. Brett Johns was getting signed up, and the UFC fighting Andrew Sterling and all this. And that's why I look at this, you know what I mean? I was like, I used to back as a kid watch all these guys on TV, and now I'm going to go knock his fucking head off. That's it. That's it. You know what I mean? It's like it's a funny thing though. You know what I mean? It's like I remember me and my brother and all used to be sitting there watching UFC, and so cool. And these guys are on TV, and now I'm there. You know what I mean? Who fucking wants it? You know what I mean? Not only now I'm there because I was there fucking 5 years ago. Yeah. Now I'm a man in this. You know what I mean? 25 years old. I'm good. I'm up there. I'm let loose. I'm free. Let's take these challenges. Let's see what it arises to. On my head, I'm thinking I'm going to be one of the best ever. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I wanted to ask you actually about.
I know that. So it is just no one else does, and that's cool. No one else got it because the only person that's stepping in there is me. Do you know what I mean? So I don't give a fuck what anyone else thinks, because if they think it, then get in. Then get in. Do you know what I mean? And this is the best thing about the fight game, is that the fans can say what they want. I can say what I want. He can say what I want. But who's going to do the motherfucking thing? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be me. That's who's going to do it.
And because of what happened this year with the tournament, and like obviously you're back in September, but that'll be your only fight this year. Is 2023 now big charge for the Bellator title? Wait till that tournament ends, and then you're on to, well, I don't know, whoever wins it, or depending on see how that goes. Because obviously they have to fight Pettis, whoever wins the tournament.
Yeah, no, I think I'm kind of off that mindset. So I'm just going to fight whoever the fuck they put in front of me. So if that's the champion, if it's fucking a scrub, if it's this, and if it's Brett Jones, if it's fucking The referee and the way
What,
they're
what, I heard about Stots kind of being your friend and then slagging you off.
Yeah, man, that feels like clown. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if he wants it, and that's the mindset I'm in, I'm just training, getting ready for whatever the fuck comes my way. And if they want it on the way to the ring to fight Brett Jones, then they'll get it. Do you know what I mean? And that's the kind of just deal with whatever comes my way and be prepared for whatever comes my way. And kind of just enjoy it, get active. Do you know what I mean? I just want to get active, get rid of these injuries, get focused, get all the headaches that I've got on out of the way, be successful, be positive, be happy, and just keep myself to myself and move on with my life. Do you know what I mean? And just be in the trenches. And I want to create a momentum. So I feel like before I'm not in a position coming off a loss to be sitting picking fights and I'm going to be fighting that guy. And yeah, at the end of the day, I've got to pull because I'm the biggest draw in the division. Do you know what I mean? And that's that's a fact. Do you know what I mean? If any of these guys, they're all big fights, but they're huge fights if they fight me. Do you know what I mean? Stots fights Patchy. Yeah, that's a great fight, but that's a huge fight if Patchy or Stots fights me. Do you know what I mean? Where they fight each other, it's big for MMA fans and stuff, but if they pit them in against me, then you're going to get fucking your granny across the street going, oh, this is going to be huge. You know what I mean? That's going to be crazy. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? So that's the little difference. But for me now, is like I'm just going to accept it, not push me way, and I've coming off a loss. I'm going to focus on my fight. I'm going to beat this guy and fight whoever the fuck they put in front of me next. Do you know what I mean? When he go where it was going to call up Scott and be like, yo, I'm ready to go. Where do you need me? What date? What weight? Let's roll. Do you know what I mean? And that's how it's going to be. And this is how it's going to be as well when I march down here in this arena. It's going to be, as I said, there's going to be a few special things going on. It's going to be a big event and it's all that. But I just got Brett Jones in front of me. And not even that. I just got me in front of me. Just got to move out of my own way. Face him, and go and get the job done.
One lad I wanted to ask you about was fighting on the night as well, and he won in Dublin the night you lost, and then he won again in February. Ciaran Clarke, like he was at that fan fest on Sunday. It seems like he's obviously been around Bellator the last couple of years, but the last two events in Dublin, he seems to have risen a bit to kind of a real fan favourite. Not to the levels of you just yet, but he's on that way. Like he's seriously popular, great style, a great guy.
For years, bro, the graph did that. So Ciaran did what I did, so he busts it down every week. So it was that was kind of the first. I used to bust it down to Dublin. I used to quit school when I was 15 and busted 4 hours down to Dublin. I used to bust it back on a Friday, and then him and his brother, they started doing this from Drogheda. So it is, but bro, he comes in there, hits the fucking work in, and it's paying off for him. Do you know what I mean? And he had a rough amateur career, as I remember, sparring, and not like rough, but because he was in the gym, he used to be a killer, being all the pros, smoking everyone. And then would go in and have losses, decision losses, and built up a few losses, and then got over a few little, I think it was all just performance issues, never skill issues. Then he just clicked. And now, man, he's on a run. So he is. I feel like he's going to go in here, run through this guy, and he's up there. And then he needs to start running the title, because you know what I mean. Start fighting top 10 guys and start running for titles. Do you know what I mean? That's the caliber of performances that he's been putting on. Do you know what I mean? I feel like now the crowd's seeing that. The crowd sees that he's about it, and the crowd's getting behind him. Do you know what I mean? He's got a whole army from Drogheda. So it is, they're all, do you know what I mean? Funny things, man's, but that place gives it a run for its money. Do you know what I mean? So I know how he feels marching up there with them behind him, and he handles it like a champ every time and goes out there and shows what he's about. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it takes, and that's what people support, and that's what people get behind. And all he's got to do is keep doing it. Do you know what I mean? Keep doing what he's doing.
Well, James, great chatting to you. Best of luck in the camp. I'm sure I'll see you around.
Thanks very much. I appreciate it, man. It'll be good to talk to you then too.